So I now got the actuator connected to my Banshee controller. So now I have full control over it just like I do with normal ones. So the program is actually going to be the same one I use for my the whole set VGTs. So you'll be able to tell it where you want to start in your travel, where you want to have your maximum position, and then how fast you want to go from that start to that end. So as far as the program is the same. So, and then if you want to look on the inside, so this is what I was talking about in my previous video, how the whole sets compare to these. So from being in your exhaust brake range right here, it's linear all the way open. So this is why I think these will actually give you better performance as far as spooling and everything else. Now I am going to play with the screws a little bit. I want to see if I actually remove them, how far the arm will travel in relation to the actual vane. Because with this being all the way open, I don't know if that's actually fully open in there, and I wonder if I can actually go a little bit further. And if that's the case, that's what I want to do. I believe these screws are really set for, not really for to limit the arm, but to help limit the application. So if you don't have a good program with your application, let's say an actual OEM application, you can adjust these screws so it'll tell it where its max position is. And it'll basically keep it as a smaller turbine versus being wide open or all the way closed. So if you had an OEM application and you didn't want an exhaust brake, you would just limit that travel on this end, and that will prevent the exhaust brake from kicking in. So basically you'll limit the travel so it doesn't go to the exhaust brake range. So let's say it stops here, and then you'll calibrate it so that becomes its maximum limit, and then no matter what, it'll never have an exhaust brake until you readjust it, then recalibrate it. So I want the complete travel, so I gotta take this apart anyways to get the adapter installed correctly. But once I do it, then that's when I'm really going to start playing with the screws and see where I can figure out where the best travel is going to be. And then when you guys do decide to try rolling these turbos, you're going to have to, like I said, get this adapter. But this adapter is kind of tricky to install. So you got the T3 side, which is going to be these 4 bolts are really easy to get to. The hard part is actually going to get this to bolt to the manifold. So you're going to have to remove the compressor, and then it's this bolt right here that's going to be the issue. So you're going to have to get the bolt in here, and then as it's countersunk in here, you're going to have to be able to still wrench on it. So the only way that I've been able to guess would be to actually remove the center section, so it's just the exhaust housing, bolt it to the manifold, then once it's nice and tight to the manifold, then reinstall the compressor and center section. You're also going to want to, depending on your application, possibly rotate this left to the right. So on mine, it gives me less than probably about 1/4 of an inch between my tubes from the exhaust manifold and the actuator, which is probably going to cook it. So I'm going to rotate it once, which won't give me the best angle for my oil drain, but it'll get the actuator away from the manifold. But yeah, so that's it. These have, according to what I find online, it's a 51mm compressor, 60mm, I think it's a 60mm exhaust turbine, might be a little bigger. But yeah, this thing's going to be wicked on a 4BT. Thanks.